but you know what you decided to do? You decided to come and listen to my show. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're driving on a long road trip. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much for coming because there's so many choices and I appreciate you. If you could please like my show wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you listen, please like the show. If you could leave a review, I would appreciate it. And definitely if you could share with your friends, that would be even better because the Honest Field Guide, we have the most amazing guests that come on my show. And the more you share, the more my guests get visibility, attention to, because everybody that's on my show, I've done a lot of research, I've done a lot of work, and, I curate everybody that comes to my show because they've done something that's been so amazing and so cool that I have to know more because you all know, for those of you that are used to my show, I am insatiably curious and I want to know things. And so that's what's happening today. So thank you so much. So let me get going on my guest. I am really excited today because this is the person on my show is someone that I met many, many, many moons ago. And he doesn't even remember me. And of course he wouldn't, but I remember him because he had an impact on me. So a long time ago, I was invited to this amazing private event to learn about a new startup called the Chicago Sky. And as a person that knows very, very little about women's basketball, now you might remember this because my last show, when I interviewed Shayna Stevenson from the New York Liberty, I was like, I don't know enough about sports. And I'm not a huge knowledgeable sports person, but I love sports. I do have two sons. I have three sons. Two of them are athletes. So I've sort of been drawn into the sports world a little bit in the beginning, like, watching Bears game with my husband. He's like a fanatic for Bears and he's a fanatic for the Chicago Cubs. He's a fanatic for the DePaul Blue Demons. It's like, I got dragged into the sports world and I was like kicking and screaming. I was like, I'm a granny girl. What am I doing here? Right. But lo and behold, it's one of the most amazing experience I've ever had. And I've been married for almost 30 years and sports is a huge part of my life because of my husband and my children. But anyway, I was at this event and I was like, I don't really know what's going on here, but I'm going to go anyway. And it was at the request of one of my sponsors, one of my advisors, Les Coney. He's a prominent businessman and philanthropist. He's probably best known for being President Barack Obama's best friends and one of his most effective fundraisers. So Les invited me and I thought, I'm going to go because I love him. He means a lot to me and he is a valuable resource for my business. He has so much knowledge and information. So I went without knowing what I was doing. I was riding up this elevator to an office that was like full of dark woods, high ceiling, soft leather chairs. And I found myself in a room with very prominent business people. And I was just like, wow, the person that was in the front was giving a speech about how he was going to transform Chicago and why he started the Chicago Sky. And I was just like, wow. And I was looking around the room like, this is so great. This is a totally new experience. Like, this is brand new. I've never been in this before. And sports executives, other, incredible business leaders. And it dawned on me, I'm like, wow, am I a prominent business leader too? And this was early on in my business when I was sort of transforming from, analog to digital. I just had my third child. So the feeling of belonging is what never left me from that experience. I felt welcomed and belonged, and I felt like I belonged. Everybody there treated me with respect, smiles, and it was like people had kindness. And this is the kind of thing that can't be faked at all. And just remember, this was a really long time ago. So just imagine that if I have an opportunity to talk to this person, almost to say, thank you for being you, number one, but thank you for giving me a vision and a visual for some other totally different world that I knew nothing about. So let me read a little bit about Michael Alter. Michael Alter is a visionary Chicago native whose leadership spans both business and sports.